Yeah, we're back, man. BSideshow.net. We got the young homie Peaky in the building.
Yeah. Hey, you know what we were just talking about? I want to bring this out though, but we were just talking, out here in Cali, man. Of course, in the NY and stuff like that, we got hoods. You know what I mean? We got representation of hoods. Everywhere you go in the world is the upper, lower, middle, and so forth like that, though. But we were just conversating on the perspective of the I guess the blocks, the hoods, and stuff like that doesn't get that recognition, especially like where you're from, because like I was telling you, when I see TV or something, I'm only getting what obviously they're feeding me. You know what I mean? I don't get the reality stuff. There was a one movie. What was it that was called, the Hooligans?
Well, there's Green Street Hooligans, which shows a lot of like the lower class kind of the social struggle that you can go through, especially it shows like football culture, which is kind of a huge thing,
right? Yeah,
in
of
London
course
as well. And then you should watch like Kidulthood or this series that recently aired called Top Boy. It's about like Top Boy is kind of revolves around like drug gangs in London and how they kind of form out of people being just normal dudes to people turning into like drug dealers and then drug lords and shit like that.
Crazy.
So it doesn't really glorify it in any way. It's much more like a solid like
this is it. This is what it is.
Yeah,
right. Yo, man, it's just kind of cool to get that perspective.
Because I when I do start traveling a little more, like I said, I want to get the whole perspective. I don't want to just see what they show on TV.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man.
What I was gonna ask you though is, the states here and you guys, man, are on the forefront of kind of I guess entertainment culture, basically, not just music and stuff like that, but always. Our artists are the ones setting the trends and starting the new, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to ask you, growing up, was some of your influences early on to get into being an artist, on both sides though, from our side and your side, like, was there any influences you had that made you decide to get into being a hip-hop artist?
Well, I always have to basically mention Eminem and Akon actually, because Akon, the way that I receive music from my mom, I would only get really like desert music, because my mom really liked desert music or heavy metal. So I listened to a lot of that when I was really young. And then my first exposure to like the hip hop culture was one of my friends liked to sing Akon songs. So I started listening to Akon, and then randomly from Akon, I found out about Eminem, and I'm not sure how, because it was before Smack That came out. It was a while before then. But yeah, I started getting to early Eminem, and then that kind of put me onto the gangster rap scene. And at the same time, when I was growing up, grime started to come about, which I'm not sure if you heard about. Danny Brown he's kind of like the American spokesperson for grime, I suppose. But yeah, it's like kind of gritty, very quick, rapid, kind of more aggressive and arrogant bars, basically, over really electronic, quick beats. Kind of, that's what I grew up on most.
That's interesting, man. I mean, I just wanted to know that. To me, that's interesting, man. And then plus, not to further go on this, let's talk a little bit more about music, but I just want to mention I have a big crush on Adele. All right, sorry.
Stupid.
Thickness. I mean, this skinny dude will be all up on that. Hey, I want to ask you though, musically, what are you working on right now, man? How's your stuff going with what you're working on?
Well, at the moment, there's an album, a concept album. I'm literally dropping in a couple of hours as soon as I leave from here, actually. August the 5th. It's called Crazy Pupil Syndrome. It's basically a storyline. It's very current. It's about the last year, the progression I've gone through as a person, kind of realizing that I can just be me with no frills. I don't have to like bullshit and try and adapt to a culture and fit into that. I can allow it to fit to me, if that makes sense. That's kind of...
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's Crazy Pupil Syndrome. It's kind of... it's a big project of mine. I've produced a couple of tracks on it. I've also got some Forward Thinkers production on there. Shout out Horf and Sagan, who gave me beats for that. I've started selling pre-release copies. I was at 626 selling those, and I've been selling them at all the shows I performed at since, like Devin the Dude and whatnot. And everyone who's listened to it has given me a really good response. Like everyone seems to love it. So I'm really excited to share that with the wider world. And see what I get from that. On top of that, I've just been knocking out music this whole trip, so expect plenty of music this year.
Hey, is there any you could shout out anybody that you work with. I mean, some of it you might not want to let go yet, but is there anybody you could let us know you've been, working on some music with that they could look forward to?
Well, with Curtis King's forthcoming project, I'll have production on there, so that's cool. I want to shout out Curtis King. I really like the dude.
Yeah, Curtis King's dope.
He's super dope. I did an entire project with Spot Beats. It's a good 5-track EP coming soon. We've yet to title it. And I literally went to the Chamber Records house, crazy. And I spent 3 days there, and we literally just wrote everything, made all the beats from scratch, and just banged it out. And it was nuts.
Those dudes are
and Steve 760 as well. Steve 760 from the Fresh State. I've got to shout him out. I stayed at his house for a week. We made an EP. I produced that one, and that should be coming soon.
That's right, man. And it's good to see, man. You come over here and work, man. Do some work. Hip hop, like going from spot to spot, man. That's that real shit right there.
Hey,
man.
let me ask you something for just my own fucking pleasure and shit. But did you get to go to Disneyland out over here?
Do I what?
Did you get to go to Disneyland out over here?
No, but I saw it from the outside. So
he's like, oh, cool.
I mean, it was interesting enough because I didn't even think it was a real place up till now. I was just like, fuck Disneyland. Well, there we go.
He's all like, I just saw it on TV. I didn't even know it was real. Like, what?
Exactly, basically.
He's all, you
mean there's a real fucking
He's all Mickey's in there?
Disneyland?
There's a talking mouse in that joint?
Yeah, so no one took you over there, bro?
I didn't really want to go there, frankly.
No, you need to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next time you come back in town, I'm taking your ass.
Okay, we'll do it. Fine.
That's
if I'm
gonna be
going with if I'm going with you,
you're gonna
I'll
have fun, bro. Troy, that's all I gotta say. You're gonna have fun.
And don't worry if he carries you in a little papoose like you're his baby and he walks into like, dude,
I wouldn't go any other way. I wouldn't go. I would have requested.
That's all I want to hear.
He knows what's up, man. That's what it is, man. Peaky's in the building, man, working, dog. And I can only imagine, dog, that I don't know how anybody, when you are selling your CDs, can turn it down. Because, like, it's like almost like the Grey Poupon commercial. I'm just picturing it in my head, like, would you happen to like some hip hop? You know what I'm saying? And then, wait, did I get close? Was I close a little bit? And then, how are they gonna say no to that? You know what I mean? So, hey, Peaky's in the building. How can they get a hold of you, man? Let them know where they can get at you.
Get at me go to Bandcamp, peaky.bandcamp.com to get Crazy People Syndrome. That'll be coming out in a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's coming out real soon.
Yeah, real soon. And that is my most controlled body of work to date, so you definitely want to cop that. Go on soundcloud.com/Peaky. I actually put up a new track very recently. Kind of a bonus from Crazy People Syndrome, which I did with my boy Carly in the Fresh State. Shout out to him. He's here tonight. And my boy Holtz from London in the Forward Thinkers. It's called Lucifer's Wrist. It's been catching a bit of a buzz. So go on soundcloud.com/Peaky. Catch me there. My Twitter is @TheRealPeaky and my Instagram is @TheRealPeaky as well. Just so you can follow my story and whatnot. And yeah, just hit me up about anything. I'll most likely respond.
There you go, man. There you go. Peaky right here. We're gonna slip away a little bit. Get set up because this guy's gonna.
Oh, do we have to call the roadies?
We gotta call the roadies,
okay.
bro.
Moving crew's coming in.
Moving crew's gonna come through.
Get these chairs out of the way.
He's gonna rock a real quick track for us and stuff like that. I should have you do my voicemail. That'd be dope. All right, man. We'll be right back, yo. B-side with Peaky.
Watch out for the stage dives. Chew.